Hello and welcome to Movie Mandates. I'm Kelly,
And I'm Andrew.
and this is the show where my brother and I force each other to watch a movie based on a specific monthly theme. And it is June, and it is what is it? What is it? Oh, Originated on Stage month. I erased it and then didn't write it into my lovely script. So it is Originated on Stage month. And last time we watched Cyrano. That was Brother's pick. But on this episode, we are going to talk about my pick, Glengarry Glen Ross, which has always been very fun to say, and I've never known what it meant until now, and soon you will too. But not quite yet. Not quite yet. Because first, since I picked the movie, it is only fair that Brother gets to challenge me in a little segment we call Trivial Trivia.
Okay, so in front of you,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
you should have the AFI Top 100 list.
I see
Okay,
it.
cool. So for today's Trivial Trivia, what I would like to challenge you to do is invent five porn parody titles from any of the films on the AFI Top 100.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. So,
Now, first, give us the name of the film and what your proposed porn parody title is.
yes, of course. So, let's see here. There's a lot of uh I do enjoy uh there's so many that you could just I'm not like Star Wars and Psycho and The African Queen, The Graduate. I've never seen The African Queen. Who's in that? I don't know.
It's the boat movie, right? Uh,
Oh, I think you're right.
it's not Bogart, is it?
I
I
don't
forget.
know.
I'll look that up while you think of porn.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so
It is
obviously,
Bogart. Bogart and Katharine Hepburn.
okay, so The Deer Hunter, which I've never seen, but gosh darn it, I want to. I have to. It is on the list. Um, if you're not hunting deer, you're going to be hunting the P word. So that is that one.
Okay.
Um, Raging Bull is on this list. I'm gonna go with all the ones I haven't seen. I don't know why. Um, Jeremy likes to point out that for someone who is as much of a cinephile as I am, the movies that I haven't seen are kind of suspect. I don't disagree with him. It is kind of sad, the ones that I have not seen. I have not seen Raging Bull. Um, and I guess I would oh, so for Raging Bull, I would just go ahead and call it Raging Balls.
Raging what?
Balls, the bigoted balls. Um, okay. The General, 1926, number 18, never even heard of it.
Yeah, I don't think not ringing a bell.
Yeah, not okay. Some like it hot
I mean that one's fine the way it is. What are you
and
just
wet.
okay? That's actually pretty good.
Um,
I like that. One I've actually seen.
Number 77, all the
Oh,
presidents.
Jack Lemmon's in that one.
Ah. All
Tony
the
Curtis,
president's
Marilyn
men.
Monroe. Have you seen Something Like It Hot?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. What did I say? All the President's Men. Number 77. I think Debbie does all the President's Men.
Debbie does all the presidents.
um,
I like it.
um, how many did I just do?
That's four.
Oh, okay. And then I think I want to scroll down to make sure I'm not
What's
like,
funny is usually people will like replace one word with a rhyming word to make it dirty. You're just adding on. It's like some
oh,
like it hot and wet. Debbie does all the presidents. I actually like that better. It's interesting, just the different ways our minds work.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. Well, I think the first one I did was Raging Balls. I did, and I did the
Mhm.
Pea Hunter, you know. But I do like I do like to like just add things, you know. I really want to do no, this is not a porn movie, but I want number 46. It happened one night, which we know needs to be higher than number 46.
We actually did that on
We
movie
did,
Friday, didn't we?
but I
Yeah.
think the sequel should be and 9 months later. No,
It's,
sorry, I'm so sorry.
uh, it happened
Um,
one night several times, or over and over, or and again the next morning, or something. I don't know.
oh my God. Ooh, Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy.
Um, Midnight Cowboy and the Bareback Rider.
Yeah, that's you know what? Okay. All right, that's fine. That's pretty good. That actually went a little bit. I was expecting something like, I don't know, let's see, uh singing in the rain, swinging in the rain. Yeah,
Oh,
stuff like that, but actually I like the way your mind works. All right. That
have
was
you ever heard the joke, it smells like updog in here?
oh, the what's up, dog? Nothing much.
Yes.
How are you? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
duck soup. Come on, that's easy.
so we're in the car. This is years ago. And this was the most frustrated, possibly the most frustrated he's ever been with me. And this just goes to the way my mind works. He says, "It smells like updog in here." We're in the car, we're on the highway, traveling somewhere, who knows? And I said, "It smells like what?" And he said, "It smells like updog in here." And I said,
What the
"What
hell
is?"
is that?
I said, "What is that?" And he said, updog. And I was like, "I don't understand what that is. I don't know what that is."
That's
And
not a word so far as I'm. You're
he's
ruining it.
he tried so hard. He hand fed me all of the necessary material. I need you to know this lasted at least 2 minutes. I never once said, "What's up, dog?" I said, "I don't know what that is." I said, "What is that?" I said, "What is this up dog that you speak of?" or something. Like I never figured it out. And he's like, "You are just no fun." And I'm like, he's like, "I should have known better than to think that you would know exactly how to translate this." And I was like, see, I'm like, I don't speak like other people. Um, cause yeah, there's like MASH with all of the okay, here MASH, is that that's like a medical
Yeah.
army something something. What does it stand for? Do you actually know what it stands for?
Uh, military something something hospital, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes,
I'd
yes,
have to
yes.
look it up. I don't remember, but let's see.
You could make it smash.
There you go. Da, da, da.
Number 12, the searchers could be the orgasm searchers. See, I am
Oh,
doing it.
no,
I can't.
mobile army surgical hospital, not military. Mobile
Oh,
army
Mobile Army Surgical
hospital.
Hospital.
1 out of 4 ain't bad.
Hmm. I like it. Psycho. Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. Did you have a good May the 4th? Did you know that yesterday was
Which
Olivia's Gotcha Day?
was gotcha?
Yeah, we got her. We got Olivia.
Okay, I get it. Yes.
We picked her up off the streets and said, "We will now make you love us. You will love us." Okay. So yeah, yesterday was her gotcha day. That was fun. I'm now gonna keep this open and play with it for a
And look
while,
at some of the names and
which also could be very
start
corny. I'm gonna
start
keep this
giggling to
open and
yourself. It's
hey,
like Yankee Doodle Dandy, more like Yanking Doodle Dandy or something. Oh, come on, Rear Window.
I was like rear window, front entrance.
Some of them are like A Streetcar Named Desire. It's like some of these are very sexy sounding anyway. It
Yeah.
happened one night.
Toy Story. Yeah.
Just leave it at Toy Story. Just adult Toy Story.
Could you imagine a movie of like the dildos? Like they're vibrating in fear.
Uh,
The things I've seen.
the places I've been. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about salesmen, shall we?
Okay. Wait.
I'm just so
Oh, for a minute I was like, Jesus, was I supposed to watch Death of a Salesman? Which originated on stage were we supposed to watch?
no, 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 no. Um, okay, so I'm so happy that I finally watched this movie. Um,
Yeah, because now I know what Glengarry Glen Ross means. Because I've been wondering
um,
that for a long time. Not enough to actually look up what it means, but I have been wondering.
yes, I have too. And I mean, what a leap to, I mean, but then again, Mamet, he can do whatever. He's like, I'm gonna name it this, and you're like, okay. I, Alan Arkin and Ed Harris were the quintessential. You could go in not knowing who wrote this if you're a theater person. You
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
caveat, caveat,
I think I
caveat.
know where you're going with this.
But like just their dialogue and that like their whole shtick with the rhythm of their banter and do you what it did just all that you would know exactly who wrote this
I
because
think
they're great.
I think it would be very near the start of the movie. If you knew nothing about this, I think it would not be very, you'd get maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most into the movie before you go, this
This
is
is a play.
definitely based on a stage play.
A
Just
hundred
just
percent.
just from the way the dialogue works, the way the dialogue overacts with other characters, the pacing of the blocking of the characters, the way they exit and come into the room and go out of the room, and then
Yes.
another thing starts. That's like, okay, this was definitely a play.
Yes.
And yeah, I agree. If those two characters chatting, you'd be like, okay, it's not just play. This is Dave Mamet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
recognize that dialogue.
Ab absolutely. And then but yeah, it was very interesting because I feel the exact same way watching the first like couple of minutes. And you're right, like it took a moment because I've seen adaptations of, you know, plays to screen. And this one definitely was like, this is 100% a play that is on
Yeah, I
screen.
was, in my mind, I was like, as I was watching the movie, I'm like, okay, I bet this was originally in one of the
In the,
two locations and
yep,
they just
yep,
moved it
yep,
outside or into the car or something like
yep.
that,
I
just
did
for
the
a
same
little
thing.
bit of visual variety.
I did the exact same thing. Um,
But
but
I would
once,
imagine the play is probably the office and the restaurant
yes,
and maybe like the other side of a flat to uh indicate just outside the main building. Like they
yeah.
probably didn't go very far, but
And depending on how big the stage is, you can even split it.
yeah.
You could really have like the whole, like just dim the lights over here and light up uh, the restaurant and have the alley in the middle. And there you go. Like depending on what's going on. But once you figure out the pace and you're like, okay, I'm watching a play on screen,
And I
you
appreciate
you get right into it.
Amazon putting the ad break exactly where Act One switches to Act Two.
Yeah.
instead of like in the middle of a sentence or something like that. That was nice.
Which Hulu would just
Yeah,
definitely be
Hulu
doing.
just says we're putting it at 33 minutes, 66 minutes, and 99 minutes. I don't care what the hell's happening on the
Yeah,
screen.
you could be in the middle of a breath, a poignant moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but it, yes, very, very interesting. And just a cast that you can sink your teeth into. Like, what an incredible.
Now, there's
I
some
love.
actors I might actually sink my teeth in them, but to just
Okay, so fair
but
enough. It there's some problematic moment,
yeah,
but the unfortunate part of that as well, though, is that I mean, he was a fantastic actor, and
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
that is unfortunate. You watch it, and you're like, wow. I mean, you gave good moment. I hope you didn't hurt anyone on set.
Yeah, it's a shame you're such a horrible human being.
It's a shame that you're a jackass. I hope everyone on set was. I hope you were fine on these days.
Yeah.
You probably weren't big enough to be an asshole yet, but that doesn't negate anything like
So,
that.
I
But
would assume that this film was an award winner, or at least
oh yes,
nominated.
yes,
Um, I don't know who got nominated or won for what, but if I were voting, I'd give the actor award to Jack Lemmon.
yes. I
Uh,
believe he did. I don't
think
know if he won it, but I do believe he was
if I
nominated. Let me
had to
see.
guess, I would say the Academy would probably have awarded like Al Pacino for actor and then maybe Baldwin for supporting or something like that. I actually didn't know that Baldwin was only in the one scene and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
huh.
he's not, that's written for the movie.
Oh, that's not in the play. That's just for the movie. Huh, how about that?
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, it fits in nicely.
Did you know that Glengarry Glen Ross is on Broadway right now, actually?
Oh, I did not. Who's in it?
Uh Kieran Culkin is in it. Bill Burr
Okay,
is in
who's
it.
he playing?
I don't know. I actually should look, but Bill Burr is in it, and I don't know who he's playing either. He's got to be one of the
Huh.
Ed Harris or Alan Arkin characters. I mean, it's
I
got to.
would think so. Yeah. Who would Kieran Culkin be playing? He can't be playing Jack Lemmon's character. Jack Lemmon needs to be the old guard.
Yeah, he
Uh,
does.
maybe he's playing Pacino's character, or maybe the office manager, Stacy.
Oh, there you go. Because he's a young, yeah. Uh,
Someone's nephew.
yeah, that's yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to look this up. I don't know why I didn't do this. All right, Glengarry Glen Ross. But what I was going to, I just want, what do I want to do? I just want to do all of them. I want to do search.
Hey, did you see the news? The
Al Pacino.
what about Al Pacino?
It was only he.
He was the only one nominated for any actor stuff. Did he win?
Yeah. No, Gene Hackman won for Unforgiven.
Oh, was this 92?
Two. Yeah. So
How the hell
Al
do I remember that? I didn't
Pacino
need it.
was the only one nominated.
Oh,
I would have nominated Jack Lemmon. He was
yeah, just a stunning performance.
great
One of the
performance.
best acting talking on a phone performances I've ever seen. Just stunningly good at that.
It was really good.
I mean, Ed Harris was great at it too, but I was like, I believe he's on the phone. Also just really good really good on the phone dialogue, but just
Yeah,
really, really well done.
yeah, it was a very interest like that whole like I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do and like just the whole yeah, but like what it so the thing yeah, okay. I'm going to endeavor to get out a sentence, a
Hmm.
full one from start to finish with
Hmm.
a thought behind it. Let's
Ooh.
see how I do. I know. The movie itself is such an interesting watch. not from a like from a perspective of like the writing, I'm a fan. It's fun. It's interesting how it goes. The twists and turns are interesting. Like just like from the, 10,000 foot view or whatever, the acting is superb. The writing is intelligent. The the
A little
twist,
profane.
the very there. Okay, I mean, of the time
There's
references
some
that
unfortunate
very
slurs in the
unfortunate
dialogue, but
racism,
yeah,
racism even of the time, unfortunate,
yeah.
but prevalent and would have happened, but would have also been racist at that time and was played as racist.
Hmm.
So at least that's okay. Because there are other times that you see movies of that decade, um, that the racism is there and it's not played as racism. It's just
The way
it's
it is.
that's just the way it is. And you're
Racist.
like, at least this was played as, Al Pacino's just a little racist. um, but so that
There's some
so
homophobic slurs in there too, but
sure, sure. So there's a lot, but the interesting thing about this is the premise itself is such a interesting choice because I hate these people.
oh yeah, they're all awful.
And it's so like, why are you writing about people who like, and it's so real, like, be like, it is so, these are jobs.
Yeah.
Like this exists today. Like I remember, call centers and the grift is a bit different today than it was. But I remember, even selling, uh, subscriptions to newspapers and, to people in other states. And you try to get the old people on the phone who don't know any better, and you talk like Jack Lemmon does, and you confuse the out of them. And you just get people to give you
Yeah,
their money, and
you
literally, like they said, hope their check clears before they realize what they've done. Like it's literally a grift.
yeah,
And it's
I don't think it's a scam, but it is exploitative and abusive
yeah.
because they are lying.
Yes.
So what the movie's about is a office that sells real estate by any means necessary. So they're selling like property in Florida.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what the name of the film comes off as because they've got two properties, the Glengarry property and the Glen
Glen
Ross
Ross.
property, or something like that. And so there is this office with four guys in it, and plus an office manager, and their jobs are to uh, sell people property that they don't want or need by any means necessary. They can lie, they can make stuff up, anything they can do to prey on any vulnerability they can find just to get them to give them a check for something that they may or may not want or need or understand.
Right.
It is probably technically legal,
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's nothing in the movie I don't think that indicates that this is like a scam, like these properties don't
Don't
exist.
exist.
I
Right.
mean, they probably do,
Right.
but yeah, the way they go about it is really scummy and makes you have absolutely no sympathy for the plight of anyone in this movie. It's like, hey, I understand, we all need money to buy groceries and stuff, but at least have some self-awareness that you are harming people
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah.
know you're doing it too. Um, do you think that Marvin and Steven or whatever the two guys that own the who are referenced as the two guys who like own the office.
Murray and Mitch and Murray or
Mitch and Murray,
whatever.
yeah, I think it's something like that. Do you think they're trying to close that location? It feels to
Oh,
me like
sure.
they are absolutely just trying to get rid of these people so that they can sell the office and do something else
Probably.
or something. That's
Yeah.
because one of the big conflicts in the film is that like Alec Baldwin's character who comes in and verbally berates and abuses all of them, setting up this unwinnable contest. That feels like a maybe we can peel off one or two, just get them to quit just with abuse. And then okay, we're giving you all the leads, which are here's the name and phone number of people that we want you to call and sell property to. Um, and all of the Jack Lemmon and all the other characters, Ed Harris and all the other characters are saying like these leads are garbage. These people have no money, they have no interest. They have
We've been working these same
we've been
leads
calling
for,
them for
yeah.
2 years. They're not interested. We can't sell to these people. And it's like Mitch and Murray have to know that. I think they're
Yeah.
doing it on because they have good leads that they can give out. They're
Yeah.
just not going to because I think they want to, for whatever reason, close the office and sell it
Yeah.
off or something.
Yeah. Because that's
Like,
the
I
thing.
don't believe
Like,
for a minute that Alec Baldwin actually sells real estate. I don't
yeah,
think he
no,
actually does that job at all.
no, no. And it is true. Like, there's no reason in my head, that if you didn't have good leads, you wouldn't just like tap them immediately.
Yeah.
You wouldn't try to like continue to, you know, get milk from a rock that's not producing
Yep.
when there's actively a cow going,
Moo.
hello. And you're like, no, no,
Moo.
no, let me just stay.
I've
Don't
got a
go
feeling about this
anywhere.
rock.
Like, I don't want you to leave, but
Stay
I'll
there.
be with you later. Like, that cow is gonna be like, I see some grass over there, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just start munching and see what that does. Like, that's the thing.
Then
Like,
Ed Harris and Alan Arkin are like, you know what? We could break into the pasture late at night and milk the cow. All
yeah, and yes, and that's
right. Did you figure out who done it?
that it was Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it has to be.
I mean, it has to be.
Basically, it has to be.
Movies, it's like, well, it's got to be him, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like it can't be Alan Arkin and Ed Harris because that's just way too obvious.
Right. Well,
Um,
because yes. But I did not think what I didn't know or what I didn't think is that because he even said that Ed Harris's character, like, he was in with it with Ed Harris though.
mhm.
So that I
Yeah,
didn't
apparently
guess.
Alan Arkin backed out, and I
Yeah.
guess he just talked to Jack Lemmon later that night.
Yeah.
They're constantly always at that same restaurant. So
Right. So for me, I was actually quite I was surprised that they were in it together. I would have
yeah,
found
I
it
actually thought
very
it would have just been a
been
coincidence that
him.
Jack Lemmon
Yeah.
did it himself, right?
That's what because that's what I thought. And
Yeah,
then when he started talking to the manager about it, and he's like, "Oh," and then Ed, da 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 da. I was like, "Oh, oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have.
yeah,
I would
like,
have
huh.
interesting." Which is why it meant so much when Ed Harris came out of the interview like whopping mad because first off, he had to because he, playing the act, like, you as the audience member is supposed to think that he did have something to do with it because he orchestrated it.
But he
But
had his alibi, so he can be all righteously
right, exactly.
nothing.
But then if he truly had nothing to do with it and it was like because Alan Arkin's like, no, dude, I didn't do this. This wasn't us. Like, and like so there's a part of me that I'm like, huh, I wouldn't have. I think it would have been just a funnier and like kind of I'm telling David Mamet how to write. Um, come on,
Mammoth,
Dave.
my boy, take some notes.
I'm
Kelly's
like,
on the case.
again, why don't they ever have us have final approval of these things? I just don't understand. Have they not learned by now? Um, but
I mean, I
yeah,
bet I could make better decisions than like David Zaslav. So,
I just yes, although I was uh I was dismayed at his I mean, I wasn't, but I also like his whole triumphant, I got them to buy 8 units, and here's how he did it. And Al Pacino's like, you're a machine, this is great, you're a machine. And then like uh the manager, he's like, oh, they do this all the time. Like, but again, to your point, Mitch and Murray would know that these two assholes are always talking to salesmen. Like, why are they still in the lead pool? Like, at a certain point, you actually do take these people out of the lead pool. They're no longer leads, they're dead. Like, like, you don't, yeah, so it is.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's,
think they meant to give that, that car away. That's why they gave him crappy leads. It's like
yeah.
the one Pacino has, they knew that this guy doesn't have
Oh,
the
yeah.
money to cover it, and it was just you know,
Yeah,
oh, and the Jack Lemmons, that they knew that this person just likes talking to salespeople.
exactly.
So it was,
Yeah, they're trying
these
to,
scammers are being scammed by the people who hire them to scam,
yeah,
probably for some other scam that we don't know about.
yeah. I
But
will
one
say though,
answer makes them very wealthy at the expense of everybody else.
one of the things that makes me happy that I waited to watch this movie, um, not that I'm happy I waited so long to watch this movie, but I definitely in 92, if I would have watched this movie, would not have appreciated and or gotten it. Um, because I don't think a lead would have meant anything to me. I don't think a lead would have meant anything to me for a while. I don't think it
No,
would
but I think
have.
the movie has strong enough context that you can figure out what
Yeah,
it is.
yes, yes, but I don't know. It's not
But then again,
until
I guess if you're like 10 or 11 or something like
because
that, it just might not. It's like, I don't know what that is. Screw this.
well, it's not until um the husband when he goes to the guy to the house when he makes that random house call when
Oh,
Jack
not
Lemmon
Jonathan Price, the
yeah
other guy that, right,
yeah
right,
the one where you actually see when Jack Lemmon makes the house call
right.
and the guy says my wife filled out a form one time and we've been paying for it ever since, and
They're trying to sell more.
that
Like, we already ripped these people off. I don't think we can do it again.
and that was um the like that was like halfway through the movie, and that's like the first time that you kind of get, if you're a layman and if you're kind of someone who doesn't know the sales world and doesn't know the different avenues and sources from which leads come. Like you can
Mhm.
buy leads from like different, I mean, especially now, you put your stuff into things and it's like, okay,
Oh
well,
yeah, people sell
that
your.
is a
You could
list
donate to a
that can
legitimate
be
charity and
per,
then
yeah,
like sell your stuff just
yeah,
to.
that's how people get lists because you've donated to that charity. So people who buy, lists, they're like, oh, you like cats? Anyone who's donated to charities that have anything to do with animals, and then they're gonna buy lists from like that's how leads are acquired. People fill out things, people fill
Yeah.
out forms. So, but
Wait.
I don't know I don't know when in my life that would have marinated enough for me to get. So I think, especially because it hits hard
Oh,
and
okay. I
fast
see
at
what
the
you're saying.
beginning of the movie. So,
Mhm.
like, it is,
Yeah, the film does. I assume the play
it's,
too. It does hit the ground running. This is a
yes,
pretty lean movie. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes
it
or something like that.
is.
I was
It's only
thinking,
a
oh,
day
one of
long.
those probably on the AFI Top 100 list. It's well acclaimed. Um, it's probably like 2.5 hours long, and I look, I'm like,
No, it's
oh,
short.
it's a buck 40. Oh, okay.
It's at a clip, man. It
Yeah.
just goes and yeah, it's really it's very, yeah, it doesn't stop. It just goes zoop, and then you're
Yeah.
done, and you're like, oh, yeah. It was very interesting, and it was very interesting to see a young Jonathan Price because, I mean, Alec Baldwin. I've seen
Younger, I
him,
guess, but sure.
huh?
Younger, I guess, but sure.
Yes, babyish face though, like a softer face. He definitely doesn't have a soft face any longer. But well,
Most of them don't.
no, but
Well, the ones that are still alive.
there's that.
Yeah.
But there are just so many people that I have always thought of as old. And
Basically, anyone you saw from ages 0 to maybe 12 or something like that, that was
yes,
an adult, they're old.
they're just old. But
Anyone
like,
over 30, old.
but Ed Harris is just like that's what Ed Harris and like even Alan Arkin. For some reason, I look at him here and I'm like, don't you just have you always looked?
Have you always been old?
Have you always been 50 to 70? Like, has that like just been your age range forever though? And
Well, people who were born in the 40s and 50s, uh,
are now
they
50 to
did a lot
70?
of drugs and a lot of smoking.
Okay, that is fair. Okay,
So,
that is
over several of the
fair.
decades. So, like, and even the later generations who were born like the early 60s, did a shit ton of cocaine in the 80s. So, you know, it was
Yeah.
some habits were kind of rough on people, which is why a lot of people who were 30 in the 1980s are you know are what our 50-year-olds look like today
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That is true. We did kind of move into the healthier, like, oh, look at
in
us. We
some
actually care
respects.
about our in some in some respects. I
Generally healthier though. Yeah. Cocaine is not as widely used anymore. People don't smoke as widely as they used to, which means we're not subjected to secondhand smoke as often. Um,
yeah, very true.
we don't use lead paint anymore or asbestos or so we've cleaned up the air drastically, especially since like the 70s and 80s. You watch movies from the 70s. What did we watch? The one with the Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines.
White
Running
Knights?
Scared, right?
Oh, Running
That
Scared. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
I
running
was
running
thinking
scared.
of
Remember the very open? It was just establishing shots in New York, and it is just this disgusting brownish
Haze,
gray.
Haze,
And it's like,
Haze,
is
Haze.
it the film stock? It's like, no, that's what the air looked like several decades ago.
Yes, yes,
Before
yes.
we passed some regulations that said, yeah, you can't pump that much poison into the air.
You might want to cut back on that. Yeah, that is
You
very
might
true.
want to cut back a skosh. We're trying to breathe here. Oh, we don't care. Okay, well, how about this? We're trying to film movies, and that makes you money. So,
Yes, don't you like money? I will say
don't you like money?
there wasn't a lot of smoking in this movie, was there? Was there any
There's a
smoking in this movie?
little bit. Pacino smoking in the restaurant when he's talking to Jonathan Price.
Yes.
Uh, I think Lemon lights up at 1 or 2 points. Not like
Not a
consistent
lot.
chain
Not
smoking that you'd see, especially in a movie from like, you know, the 60s or 50s or earlier. It's just everyone smoking all the time.
well, even like I
Like
mean,
I
this is
think the
only
porno films that they made in like the 50s, people are just rutting away while smoking cigarettes.
oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm just the glance at in 92 with Mr. Gene Hackman winning for Unforgiven and Al Pacino in Glengarry Glen Ross. The
Mhm.
other gentlemen who were up in this category, I just happen to have it open. Jack Nicholson, A Few Good Men. J
Okay.
Jay Davidson, The Crying Game. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Another one we watched
which
on
we've watched.
this podcast.
And David Paymer, Mr. Saturday Night, which I've never seen.
I've
Um,
not seen, I've not seen that either.
but I was like, so the Crying Game, there was a lot of smoking in. There
Yes.
was, so there's still quite a bit of smoking in, film at
Speaking of actors who've
this
always
time.
been old, have you that you know what I mean? Have you ever seen any young Jack Lemmon? Or have you only ever seen films from his from
I
like maybe The Odd Couple being one of the earliest ones you've probably seen where he's
So
what?
I've seen some Like It Hot. We've
Okay,
talked
that's
about that.
Yeah,
I
that's young Jack.
feel like there was something else of his that I have seen.
Mm,
But I
the
can't
apartment,
see.
the
I
one with
want to see the apartment, and
McLean.
I haven't seen it, but I'd love to see
It's
it.
okay. There's things I like about it, there's things I don't.
I just find it strike.
It's an interesting premise.
Yes, I find the premise itself pretty striking.
Hmm.
But then again, and you know me, and for some,
McLean's wonderful though. She's great.
well, yeah,
Really overlooked actor, I think. She's always great. She's always like the best part of whatever the hell she's in.
yeah.
And I don't think she's often thought of as the cinematic treasure I think she deserves to be.
Yeah. No,
And
she's
and
pretty
I count
good.
myself among that. Like if I'm going, who are some of the best actors or just fun performers?
You count yourself as one of the best actors?
Yes, I've done very little, but no, but I probably would not immediately think of Shirley MacLaine. But every time I see her in a movie, she's like one of, if not my favorite part of whatever movie I'm watching.
I think of John C. Riley that way.
Hmm.
Like
Great character actor.
just so good. And there was that one year that he was in three different Oscar nominated movies when they were still only doing five movies.
Mm.
He was in The Hours, Gangs of New York, and wait for it, Chicago, which was the one that actually won.
Well, good
However,
year for John.
yeah, it's a very good year for him.
Hey, did you see Oscars announcing that the Academy is
They
well
have to watch all the films
they have to
now.
actually watch all the films in a category before they are allowed to vote? I'm like, wait, next year is like 98 or 99, right? You guys have been doing did you guys stop doing that and you're returning to it, or has it been nearly 100 Academy Awards and you're now finally saying, oh, by the way, you actually have to watch all of the movies in the category you're voting for before you can vote? I'm gonna guess it's that. And you know what? That explains a lot of movies that have won.
So not only that, but it's also how do you police that?
I mean, I think that's gonna have to be on the honor system, but I would have expected that to have been a rule in the first place. You have to actually have seen all the movies you've read. I would
They
feel like
send
such an
out
asshole
screeners
vote.
for crying out loud.
Yeah,
You have every opportunity. You have every opportunity. I'm sorry that
particularly in the last couple of decades. Now I understand back before the 1980s, it would have been
right.
really hard.
Yeah.
Well,
But there was a lot less movies as well.
sure, but going to see five films in a theater is probably a not a luxury a lot of people could afford.
Right.
But with the advent of VHS and stuff like that in the 80s, as that got popular, you could just send people tapes. It's like,
Yeah.
watch these at your leisure. Please actually watch them. If you're going to vote for Best Picture, please at least watch the five movies that are up for. Can you watch five movies?
Yeah.
I still say this. It's like, oh, well, that explains why some of these movies won because it's the only one they happen to see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Have you seen so after we were done watching Glengarry Glen Ross last night, um Jeremy said, "Have you seen Heist?" Which is
heist
movie
movie, I'm sure.
a movie.
Who's in
Uh
it?
Hackman, DeVito, Sam Rockwell. Um
Hmm. What year? Is it recent?
2015,
Okay.
something like that.
We're getting old, so anytime in the last 20 years is recent.
Yeah, this is true. The
Was it
reason
made after
why
2000? It's pretty recent.
the reason why I ask is
I don't think I've seen it.
anyway, it's Mammoth and Jeremy freaking loves it and he's like, you need to
Yeah,
watch
all
it.
right.
So and I watched the preview for it last night and actually it looks pretty good. So Do you know many Mammoth play? Like I don't.
I mean, like not off I'm not familiar enough that I could just, list off his playography.
Right. I mean, yes, of course. S- I'm I'm trying to look at the things that like obviously Speed the Plow is the one that like everyone is
That's
that's
the
like
that's the everyone has a side from that
everyone, yeah,
for audition
everyone,
stuff, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone has a Speed the Plow something or other. And I think that that's and I don't know why that's the
Yeah,
one.
that was like the one of the go-to, yeah, Weird Al Yankovic's last album, the Skipper Dan one.
Oh yeah.
About the guy who is going to be who's a theater kid and he got rave reviews, but he couldn't make it in Hollywood, so now he drives the Jungle Cruise boat at Disneyland, right?
Yes.
Speed the Plow is like the even Al Yankovic. That was one of the go-to examples of I'm gonna kill it in this kind of a the thing that everyone wants to be and would be
Yeah.
known for. So yeah.
Yeah. It's always Speed the Plow. Like that's he's done a million A things. I'm like looking at like his other things. I'm like, dang, you really have written a whole bunch of crap. Not bad crap. I'm sorry. But like there's one called Squirrels. I want to read that.
Girls?
I mean,
Okay,
oh,
okay,
that's
yeah.
right. He wrote American Buffalo. How'd I forget about that?
Huh. Yeah. Did
Totally forgot about
like I've
that.
heard of American Buffalo, but I that's like I have no idea who the writer is, but
Yeah, totally. Well, it's Mammoth. Totally forgot that that was Mammoth.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'm not I'm nowhere near as familiar with theater stuff as you are. Um like I know who Idina Menzel is. I know what she's probably most popular for, at least on Broadway. But I know she's been in more than just that, but like I couldn't name her
yeah, her
playography.
show on Broadway is closing early-ish.
Oh, what's she doing now?
She was in a show on Broadway right now called Redwood. But
Hmm.
it's closing.
I actually saw an article or something that was poking fun at her in the sense that she's constantly doing plays that require her to get on a wire rig and float in the air.
Oh my
And
God.
I have no idea how true that is. It's probably like there's only two examples, Wicked and whatever she's doing now or something. I have no idea if it requires a wire rig. I didn't actually read the article. I'm like, oh, that's fun.
I'll have to look that up. That's funny. Um, that is funny.
Like it better
Uh,
be at least three, because two's just a coincidence.
yeah, two is like, okay, calm down. Calm
Now, Idina
down.
Menzel must really like pants because she wears them like every day.
At least twice a week.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
I don't know. I don't know what her big thing about shoes is. She won't even she will not step foot outside her house without some type of footwear. She's obsessed, I say.
she's obsessed with being shod.
Hmm.
Um, so I
Horses are
also
like I could relate.
I must say, Glengarry Glen Ross is a great title.
Yeah, it's memorable, and I can't help but want to know what the hell that means.
Amen. It's fun to say. It doesn't mean anything until you know what it means. And it's just, and you want to know what it means because you're like, is that a person's name? Is it a thing? How do I spell it? Is it three words? Is it two words? Is it four words? Is it like where is the
I
break?
think Glengarry Glen Ross could work as a porno title about you know, a polyamorous mixture of people who are all sleeping together in different combinations, and there's some confusion because there's two guys named Glenn.
No,
Yeah.
I see it as like it's a throuple. It's like it's three. It's he's introduced. He's like Glenn, Gary, Glenn, Ross. He's like
Oh, okay.
that's how I see it. It's their
Glenn, Gary, Glenn, Ross. That's
yeah.
okay.
There you go. So now it's all about punctuation, you see, rather
Well,
than
that's oof. That would color some of the profanity in this film
yeah.
differently.
It's Sometimes,
We got to
where
come up
you
with new acronyms for ABC and whatever the other one was. Always be, I don't know,
Aida. It
upholding.
wasn't
That was so
Aida.
hard.
I always wanted to say Aida, but it wasn't Aida. I'm like, oh, Aida. Nope, it's not. It's like Ada. AIDA no, because that's
Action
I
something.
action intensity. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, always be closing. Coffee is for closers. And that's another one of those. Now, technically, everyone says coffee is for closers. That's the phrase that we all use in the zeitgeist to commemorate the speech
I think
that
that's
Alec Baldwin.
probably more specific to theater, but I think most film buffs are at least familiar with always be closing. But I'd never heard the coffee is for closers thing. But
Really?
yeah, I could
Oh,
totally see that being a big thing in theater
oh,
circles.
it's huge. Coffee is for closers. But when I saw this, he says coffee is for closers only. And I was like, it's another one of those
It's one
things
of
that we
those.
one of those. He has says only.
Like
Like
Luke, I am your father, and you watch and it's like, oh, that's not exactly what the line is. It's no, I
exactly.
am your father.
Yeah.
No.
It's like it's not that he didn't say coffee is for closers. It's just the entire line is coffee is for closers only. And
Mhm.
like only is part like it's a part of it.
Yeah,
Not that but it's an interesting thing and I'm like, "Oh,
ellipses are hard to pronounce out loud.
we love to do those things. We love to do that. Just like play it again, Sam. Not in Casablanca. Watch the movie, not
Yep.
there. You don't
Yep.
say it. Um and I remember
The
watching
whole Hill of Beans
Casablanca.
thing, that's in there. The Here's Looking at You, Kid, that's in there.
That's in there. No,
A
that is
lot
in
of the
there.
lines are actually correct, but the play it against it, that one's not even close.
No. Play it for me, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
there you
what
go.
she
It's
says.
so different that I can't even remember what
It
it
is.
is.
She says the name of the song in the
And I think
request.
she leads up to it with something.
Yes.
It's a much longer line of
Yes.
dialogue,
It
but
is a line of dialogue. But anyways,
that's Casablanca, is that one?
yes,
Yeah.
Casablanca, which because I'm old and I've gotten to the age that I realize that time is not infinite. It is interesting to know that there are movies that I've seen that I don't like, Casablanca, that I I feel that like this one, if I would have watched it in the early 90s, I probably would feel different about it than I do right now.
Hmm.
Um and I'm not even saying I loved it because I didn't. I did like it a lot. I liked a lot about it, but like there is that it's I have such feelings about those type of people that there's like the morality in me sometimes can't get behind the rest, but like I
I
love the
do like
writing.
the
I
fact that none of
No
our
one wins.
characters win.
No one wins. Nothing good happens. So it really is it's not a feel good and that's
I
another
mean,
thing.
the
It's
rich
not a
will stay rich, but our core
yes.
cast of
But
characters,
like
yeah.
there's no happiness in this movie. There's it's a really it's quick. It's quick, it's sad, it's oh man, like it's eye-opening. It's a lot of things. It's fantastic in its presentation. It's a great amazing acting and pacing and all of this, but like as an enjoyment of like film and this but what I'm getting at is like I won't watch Casablanca again, but there is that small part of me that I'm just like
Maybe I should revisit it, see
if
it from
I
a
watched
mature
it again, I
perspective.
probably would at least have a respect for it if I didn't enjoy it.
At
Like,
least some greater appreciation for it from a mature perspective.
or an understanding of what I probably was watching. I probably didn't even really understand what,
Depends on how young you were when you saw it, sure.
you
Like
know,
Casablanca, when we were kids, Casablanca was probably like one of the oldest films we could actually name. It was probably
yeah,
either that or like Gone with the Wind.
yeah.
Like I don't think either of us had heard of like, Cabinet of Caligari or Nosferatu or any
Right, right, right,
German
right.
or Metropolis or any German silent films and such. But um,
Yeah. So, because like this one, like, because now I've seen this and I'm like, I can have a lot of good feelings and respect for it and like
mhm.
just and I'm like, and I like that. I like the maturity that I like being mature.
Man,
Um,
I'm looking at our last several films, and they're all kind of we haven't seen a feel good film in a while. So Glenberry,
Glenn.
it's the cereal based on the movie Glenberry Glen Ross.
Instead of a
Glengarry Glen
porn, we're
Ross
doing cereals.
is about crappy people who lose at life and deserve
Yeah.
it. Uh, Last time we watched Cyrano, where
Cyrano.
everyone dies and no one's happy.
No one's happy.
Grave of the Fireflies, everyone dies and is happy, and their children.
And Silent Voice before
Silent
that.
Voice is about bullying and suicide. Um,
What
uh,
was before that?
the Birds. I guess none of the main cast die. A couple
No,
people.
but like it's not it's to there was a yeah.
Not even sure what happened at the end of Phase 4. I don't know if they're okay or not. Before that was Stand By Me,
Jesus.
cop car, where I'm pretty sure that one of those kids
That kid
dies.
died. That kid full on died in the back seat. If they didn't run
Definitely.
into the side of a mountain first.
Yeah. And so last let's see, February we had Midnight Run. I think
That was
that
fun.
that one was a more up happy,
That was fun.
funny one. So.
Well, do you think, brother, that now that Originated on stage is over,
Mhm.
you might although now that I'm looking at what July.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to July, friends. Remember when we once upon a time had a little month called Is It As Good As I Remember? Brother and I thought we should have a month called Is It Really As Bad As I Remember? So, brother, what movie are we gonna watch is it really as bad? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? What
There
movie?
are very few movies that I did not watch all the way through, that I was so put off by that I shut the damn thing off. Most movies I'll give their run time. It's like hour and a
Sure.
half, 2 hours. I'm less inclined to do that the older I get, but generally speaking, I'll watch an entire movie.
Sure.
It's rare that I'll be like, nope, not watching this, off. Um,
Yeah.
Anchorman's one. I just didn't find it funny, shut it off
Yeah.
after 20 minutes.
I know that about you.
Um, there's a horror film I watched a year or two ago, not Babadook, Skinamarink.
Oh.
Cool idea, boring as hell. Turned it off after about 27 minutes because literally nothing happens. It's like paint drying the movie. It's like it is boring.
Okay.
Um, so very few movies have that distinction. This is one of them, and we're going to revisit it. I mandate we do to see if it's as bad as I remember, or if I was just a snotty little kid and was being unfair to Babe.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it as bad as
Oh,
I remember?
jeez.
Because
Oh,
I shut that
God.
son of a bitch off. I was like, screw this movie. I don't want to watch it.
Oh, God. Oh, this is okay. The fair. Brother and I both have a distaste for this movie. So this is going to
To be fair,
be,
I've not seen the whole thing because I shut that son of a bitch off.
to be fair, neither have I. Because we
I
both
mean,
were
I didn't
pissed.
just shut this.
We were,
Anchorman, I shut off because I didn't find it funny. I didn't
we
have anything
were
against the movie. Babe, I shut off because I was
livid.
literally angry
L-
at the movie.
We were so mad at this movie. And to this day, I want to be
I think I
clear,
may have said a bad word at the movie. I think I may have said F you before pressing the cable off button really hard.
not a week ago, maybe a week ago, I mean it when I say this movie and that moment continues to come up in like conversations and like dinner moments, or just like naturally, organically, it happens, of like just things that, pay attention to your surroundings. Don't be like, James Cromwell and think that like it honestly, I use it as a reference for many a, fist shaking moment. So this is fantastic, fantastic, brother. I don't look forward to this.
Yeah, I'm not either. I was like, I mean,
But no, it is, that is
no.
the name of the game. So, if you all are like rolling your eyes and wondering what's happening here, that these two
Yeah, the
jackasses don't
talking
want to,
pig movie for children.
yeah, they're like, is there another babe
That's
that
what
we
I've
don't,
got a decades-long stick up my ass about.
they're like, is there another one that we don't know
I am a
about? Nope.
well-adjusted adult.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the talking pig movie, y'all. Um, yup. So I just closed it out. Why do I do that twice in a row? So if you two want to watch Babe, check out the description and see where it's currently streaming or where it is available to rent. And until then, you can watch Movie Mandates on YouTube or listen to it simply in the podcast form on iTunes. And, if you enjoy the show and would like to help us reach more peoples, then it's all about that engagement. So if you're on YouTube's, you can do all of the liking things that YouTube lets you do. And if you're on iTunes, do on the ratings and the reviewing things that you can do. So thank you so much if you do those. Only if you do them positively. If you want to do them negatively, go do that to someone else. Or not at all, because no one needs that negativity in anyone's life. Anyways, I am Kelly, and you can follow me on Instagram. For reasons unknown. I need to get off Instagram. But for now, I'm still there at Pimento Olivia, just the 1-0 though.
And I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Andrew Eisen.
And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Movie Mandates, and we will be back soon with another mandated movie. Bye, everyone.